Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we will see one program of arranging data in ascending order and display output of before arrangement of data and after arrangement of data. So we have to display two different outputs before arranging the data and after arranging the data. So let us, we have x1, x2, xn, n observation are there. Okay, so of course this observation should be stored into the array name x, having the some, let us say, index where I running from 1 to n. So we will print this observation before arrangement and then we will print this observation after arrangement of the data. So how, suppose if you wish to arrange three observation, 3, 2, 1. Suppose if you say it is a x1, x2, x3, then how will you arrange this data? In ascending order. So you are comparing x1 with x2. Okay, if x1 is greater than x2, then what happen? The value of x2 is replaced into the value of x1. So likewise, suppose this is your record x1, x2, and this is I am creating one variable, let us say temporary. So I am comparing x1 with x2. Suppose x1 is greater than x2. I wish to arrange the data in a such a way that the x1 has the lowest observation, x2 less than x3. That means this is the smallest observation, this is the second largest, and this is the third largest. But here in our case, what happened? x1 is greater than x2, then this value is higher than this. So what happened? We have to transfer this variable from this and this variable to this. So you can make transferring in this way, x2 equal to x1. So wherever the x2, you will replace the value of x1. But what happened? Then what about x2? So x2 value will be replaced by the x1. So what we do, we always create a one variable which is called the temporary box. If I wish to shift this two value, okay, then what happen? I cannot shift at a time. Okay, you just keep this value to here and you can keep this value to here. That is not possible. So what happen? What you do? First you are making the empty. So suppose if you identify that x1 is greater than x2, then what happen? You will transfer the value of x1 to here. So now this become the empty. Then you will transfer the value of x to here. And now this become empty. Then you will transfer this value of x1 to here. So now the value will be x2, x1. Okay. So how will you do that? So whenever I'm transferring this value, what happens? First, I will transfer this x2 into the temp. This is variable name is called a temp. So I will just transfer this value temp equal to x2. That means now x2 is empty. So now when it is empty, then you can replace the value of x1 into this box. So you will write that x2 is empty. So now I am writing x2 equal to x1. Then what happened? X2 value is supplied to the x2. And now x1 become the empty. Then I am assigning the value which is temporarily stored into the variable temp to the assigned. So now my after doing this, my these three values are likewise. This become the 2, this become the 3, this become the 1. Now I have to compare this value again with the this one, because x1 is compared with x2. Now the replacement is done, but again still the x1 value I have to compare with the x3. So x3 has a 1. So again you have to do the same procedure, because x1 is greater than x2. Then you just supply this temp value into this, and then you can make the procedure. So your next value will be 2, sorry, 1, 3, 2. Now this is your value. Now you will compare this x2 with x3, because x2 is greater than x3. Then again you will do the same. Temp has the x3 value, then x2 is empty, so you will supply the x3 value here, and then x3 is empty, then you can supply the x2 value. Okay, sorry, x2 means that is the temp. So now your value become the 1, 2, 3, and this is the ascending order: x1, x2, and x3. And if I'm saying that find out the minimum observation, find out the maximum observation from the given data, so here we will add also find out minimum, maximum, and range of data. So to find out the minimum, first we have to arrange the data in ascending orders, and after ascending, whichever is the first position, that is my minimum, whichever is the last position, that is my maximum, and range is nothing but maximum minus minimum. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Again, I will repeat. See, we have used the three numbers x, y, z, w. So you can see that we have used the how many times the if loop? Very the big program to find out the minimum value and to find out the maximum value. Within the if, you have to have so many if. That means you have to use the concept of nested if else structure. But instead of that, if I'm storing this as the variable, let us say x, having this value is x1, this is called x2, this is called x3, this is called x4. That means I am storing this all observation in the array. And then I am using the if loop within the for loop. Okay. Then I can get the output of a arrangement of a data. Once the data are arranged, suppose this data are arranged, and the arrangement value will be, this is x1, x2, x3, x4. So I can easily find out the minimum value, easily find out the maximum value as well as the range. So if I have the data, let us say 5, 1, and 9. Now I wish to arrange this data into the ascending order. So what is the output? I wish the output should be 1, 5, 9. We can see that the 1 is the smallest value, 5 is the second largest smallest value, and the 9 is a third smallest value. That means the largest value. But this is what the physically we can just see and writing, but we have to convince the computer. So how to convince the computer? Let us say if I have a, here I have a some rice is there, and I have a some wheat is there. Now I wish to transfer this wheat into the rice and this rice into the wheat. How will you do? Usual procedure. Should I add all the wheat in the rice and then I will identify the whichever the rice and then store into the wheat? Is it?
No.
How to do that?
Empty the rice into another
Hmm?
container.
So of course we require the additional container. So we call that is called the temporary container, which we are just used to transfer. So how to do that transferring process? First, we will empty the rice. So here, all rice is here. Then once this container is empty, then you will transfer the wheat over here. So now this become the empty, temporary. And then once it is empty, then you will transfer this rice. So now in this, as a result, in this container we have a wheat, and in this container we have a rice. So similarly, this is called the temporary variable. It is a temporary space where we are supplying this information to here. So this become the, do you say that this become the empty? Usually in a C++, it doesn't become the empty because we are assigning the value of this to here. But this has content. But whenever we again reassign this value to this, because it is a temporary assignment, so what happens? This rice will be replaced by the wheat. So here, similarly, this is my number. This is recently it has a 1. This is the, sorry, it is a 5, and this is a 1. So first I will compare 5 with the 1. So whether the 5 is greater than 1, here. So what I wish output? I wish the output 1 should be less than 5. I need this output. That means I wish this replacement. So what happen? I will make this empty. So now this is the 5. Then I will assign this 1 to here. So now this become the 1. And when I will assign this back to here, so this become the 5. Okay. So this is the 1 and this is the 5. Similarly, now again I will compare this with replacement. Okay. So how the for loop is used? So here I have to use the two index. This is one index. This is called xi, and here it is a xj. So I'll just give you the basic idea. Let us say how many observation? Let us say we have a 3 observation, less than equal to 3, I plus plus, and within that I'm using the jth loop, j equal to 1, j less than equal to 3, j plus plus. And now I will make the comparison. If x of I is greater than xj, so here when I equal to 1, okay, you will 1 is less than equal to 3, yes, then you will enter into this loop. Okay. Anybody has the problem for entry? Okay. So 1 is less than equal to 3 as index. Then what happen? As a for loop, you will enter into this. Then it will check whether the j is equal to 1, which is less than equal to 3. Yes. Then you will enter into this loop. Then now what is the I equal to? 1. So x1 is compared with j is 1. So there is a need of comparison of 1 to 1? No. Okay. But anyhow, so what should be here? J should start from I plus 1. J should be start from I plus 1. So here I equal to 1, j equal to 2. Then x1 is compared with x2. So what happen? X1 is larger than x2. Then what happen? I have to first make empty the x1. So it is in curly bracket. So I will make empty. That means xi value will be assigned to the temporary variable. Now xi box is empty. Then I will store the value of xj. So xj value will be assigned to the xi. So now whenever you print new xi, it has contained the xj value. Now xj become the empty, then you can just apply the value of temporary variable. Okay. So this loop will continue. I is 1, j is 2, Now j is 3, so j is 3. 3 is less than equal to 3, yes, then it will enter into that. X1 is compared with the x3, and then again it will see that the x1 value, here the new x1 value will be shifted from the x2. Okay, so x1 value will be compared, or xi value will be compared with the xj value, and then you can see that whether the xi is greater than xj. If yes, then you will replace, or you will supply, or you will give the value of xi to the variable temp, and then you will replace the xj value to the xi, that is you can assign, and then xj can be assigned back by the temporary variable. So now that jet loop is over, then now you will see that whether the I plus plus, that means now I become the 2. So 2 is less than equal to 3. Yes. Then you will compare j equal to 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 is less than equal to 3. Yes. Then you will enter in that. Now x2 is compared with x3. If x2 is greater than x3, then you will assign the value of x2 to the temporary variables, and then you will assign the uh, x3 value to the temporary variable x2, and then temporary value will be assigned to the x3 variable. So in that way, the process is going on. Before, if you print xi, it is giving the original data, but after performing this loop, whenever you get the output, it is a arrangement of the data. So it's a simple things. If you wish to transfer each of the material from the two different containers, then what happen? You cannot make directly swapping. You require the another container where you can make one container empty, and then empty container is replaced by the other one. So likewise, the process is continued. Okay. Any questions? Anyone? No questions? Good. All are intelligent. I'll open a C++ file. Write a program to arrange data in ascending order. Display output of before and after arrangement of data. Also obtain minimum and minimum, maximum and range of given data. Ascending orders. So you have to add the necessary header file, include iostream .h. Second header file is include omeo.h. void main, and then you can give the CLR SCR, clear the screen. Then you have to declare the variables. So first you declare the n observation you wish to apply. I is the index, okay, and float. We don't know whether the observation value is integer or float. So let us say we will declare them as a float. Of course, minimum value is also a float, maximum is also a float, and range is also a float. And because you are using the temporary variables, that is also a float. Now we have to give the information to users. Enter number of observations. User will supply, let us say, 10 observation. Then you will ask the users, please enter the value of observations. Then of course we wish to enter the observations which are in the array. So we will use the for loop. You can also use the while loop. It is up to you. We will replace the information and simultaneously we wish to also print, because okay, let us that we do separately. X of I. Okay. Now you wish to print the observation, print out, print observations, observations before.
सर ऊपर के सी आउट में वो रह गया है।
वो मैंने जानबूझ के रखा है, ठीक है, आपने बोला तो कर देता हूँ। मैं कहा वो क्या थोड़ी बहुत एरर आएगी तो क्या है, आपको मजा आएगा ना एरर्स ढूंढने में। ऑब्जर्वेशन वैल्यू आउट, ऑब्जर्वेशन वैल्यूज बिफोर and in order. So how to arrange or how to print? So of course they are stored into the x1, x2, xn. So I have to use the for loop and see out. I wish to print xi, that is x1 equal to x1, so I have to just use this way. X of I and L. Okay, so it will print every time the x bracket is ready and I is changing, and whatever the value is there, it will be printed over there. Now you wish to go for the arrangement of the data, so here I will make comment data in ascending order. So of course which loop I have to compare for loop, ith loop with the jth loop. Here it should be I minus I plus plus, but here it should be up to n minus 1, because if you take I equal to n minus 1 and j you have taken I plus 1, then you can have a, if I become the n minus 1, then j become the n. So the ith loop should be from 1 to n minus 1 and j loop should be from I plus 1 to n, j plus plus. Is it okay? Because when I become the last n minus 1, then what is the value of j? J become the n. If you are writing here n, what happened then? J become the n plus 1. But we have not supplied any n plus 1 observation value. So now if I wish to compare xi with xj, so if xi is greater than xj, then yes, then you have to give temp equal to xi. If it is not the greater than xj, then it will not go to that loop. It will again go for the j increment. Then xi is become empty, so I will supply the value of xj to the xi. When xj become the empty, then I have to supply the value of temporary. Now this loop is, if this condition is true, then you will enter into this loop. If this is not true, then of course you will not enter into the loop. You will directly come to increment of j, and then again you will check whether xi is the greater than xj or not. But xj is nothing but incremented value. Now this get loop is over and this for loop. You can see the alignment. This is very important. Now, what I wish, see out value of observations after ascending order. Again, in I equal to 1, how many observation, n observation, I plus plus, see out x of I. Of I and then. Okay, so now again this you can see that both loop are same, but what happened? This is before this particular program segment, so this is giving original observation, but now we have make the replacement. The just you apply the program of ascending order, then you will have the new observation. So that we will see. And because I wish to find out the minimum, so minimum is nothing but x of 1. So the x1 having the minimum value, and max equal to x of n. Okay. And what is the range? Range is equal to max minus minimum. I told you that whenever you are writing the x of 1 in the declaration, what happened? It is understanding that the x is an array where you can have a maximum 1 element. So declaration, if you're writing the some numbers, it is saying that it's the size of the array. But within the bracket or within the program, if you are using anywhere the x of bracket some numbers, it is understanding that you are looking for the value of observation of the position 1. Here the value of observation in the position n. N means it is the largest because we have arranged the data in ascending order. Then see out minimum value equal to mean x equal to, sorry, see out maximum value equal to max and see out range. Let's see it. This is the end of the main function. Okay, so just run it. Errors. What are that? CLR, SCR, spelling mistake. Okay, now we will see. Again, we will compile. There are two errors. What are the errors? Undefined symbol J. So we have used the symbol J. Where we have used? Where we have used?
For loop.
Yes, for loop. So either you can write integer here. It is also allowable. Suppose let us say if I will do that, what happen? That error gone. Why? Because I have declared the J as an integer. So that is possible in the for loop. And here the semicolon is missing where? The semicolon is missing. So you can declare J as an integer here or in the top. Before using, you have to use it. You have to declare. So here we are using from here. So what happened? I have declared it as an integer. So before using, you can declare anywhere this particularly. Okay, and these variables are said to be local variables. So local variables can be declared anywhere within the main function, but make sure that it should be used before using of that variable. So declaration is always done before usage of that variables in anywhere in the main function. So usual practice is we always declare in the top. So let us, I will declare here. Okay. If you declare in this two way, let us say if I am declaring over in the top and I am also writing here, what happened? Let us see. This is missing here. Oh, there should not be error. I think it should give the errors. The errors usually that multiple declaration because you have declared here and you have declared in the top. So there should be a two times of a declaration, but why it is not showing, I don't know. It is not allowable. Two-time declaration is not allowable. Okay. There is no error. We are very happy. Enter the observation. Let us say 5 observation. Please tell me the value of observation. Suggest me some observation value.
11.
Let us say 11.
22.
22. Okay.
4.
4.
25.
5.
0.
0. So this is the before printing. X1 equal to 11, X2 equal to 20. Okay. And value after the ascending orders. 0 is the smallest, so it is now in the X1. Second largest is the 4. So that is the 4. And that is second observation. Then 11, then 22 and 25. And minimum value is 0. And maximum is a 25. So range is a 25 minus 0. That is the 25. Okay. Any questions? Anyone?
सर इसमें नेगेटिव नंबर डाल सकते हैं?
Yes, we'll try. इसलिए तो मैंने बोला आप ही सजेस्ट करो. बोलिए नंबर. Let us say I am entering 5 observation. Yes, please enter.
-5 -4 0
-5
2
minus
22
4 0 2 22.
22.
आपने सभी ऑलरेडी असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में ही दिए है. ठीक है. तो ये -5 इज स्मॉलर देन -4. भैया है ना, आपने दिया हुआ आउटपुट. और रेंज में क्या है? मैक्सिमम 22 है, मिनिमम -5, माइनस माइनस प्लस, तो इट बिकम द 22 + 5 is 27.
27.
यस, एनी अदर्स? कोई नंबर देना चाहते? इमेजिनरी नंबर्स नहीं चलेंगे, रियल वैल्यू ही चाहिए. एनी अदर्स?
सर 3 टाइम 2.
टू टाइम देता हूँ क्योंकि 3 ही रिजल्ट डाला है. हो गया? 1 2 2. आपने इक्वल टू नहीं दिया है तो भी वो करता है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. देयर इज नो नीड दैट यू शुड गिव इक्वल टू साइन.
What if float value?
यस, श्योर, वेरी गुड. लेट्स से आई एम एंटरिंग 5 ऑब्जर्वेशन. बताइए.
0.2.
0.2. ओके.
3.7.
3.7
-1.2.
minus
1.2.
1.2.
And 5.
5
And -12.
minus 12. तो -12 इज द स्मॉलेस्ट वैल्यू। देन उसके बाद क्या आएगा, -1/-1.2, उसके बाद 0.2 है, उसके बाद 3.7 एंड उसके बाद 5। ठीक है। एनी क्वेश्चंस एनीवन?
No, sir.
Oh, and this is very important program, because suppose if I am saying that find out the quartiles, suppose I am giving in the homeworks that please find out the quartiles. I have obtained the minimum, maximum and range. So if your data is even, then what should be the value of quartiles? If your data is a odd, then what should be the value of quartiles? So everyone has to try at homework. Write a program to find out the quartiles for a even observation and for a odd number of observation.
So quartile means
Quartiles means it is dividing area into the 4 equal part. Quartiles नहीं पढ़े बीएससी में?
Yes, sir. Skewness, kurtosis, वो सब.
क्वार्टल्स नहीं पढ़े आप क्या? डिवाइडिंग
नहीं
एरिया।
सर।
क्या बात कर रहा है? बीएससी की डिग्री किसने दी आप लोगों को? Usually your area into divided into the 2 equal part, which is called the median. Median is nothing but the second quartile. Q2. This is the first quartiles and this is the third quartiles. If you wish to divide area into the 4 equal part, then you have to divide the area into by 3 cutoff points. Suppose if you wish to divide in 2 parts, then how many cutoff points is required? Only 1. If you wish to divide area into the 3 equal part, then how many cutoff points require? 2. If you divide the area into the 4 equal part, how many cutoff point is required? 3.
3
So that is
points.
called Q1, Q2, Q3. When you find out, so for that first you have to arrange the data in ascending orders. And when you arrange the data in ascending order and first find out the first quartile, then how many observation which is less than or equal to first quartile, that is called 25%. How many observation which is lies between the first quartiles and the second quartile, it is a 25%. How many observation which is lies between second quartile and third quartiles, it is a 25%. And how many observation above the third quartile, it is a 25%. So this is called the median. 50% observation is less than or equal to median, and 50% observation is above the median. Okay, so median is always dividing area into the 2 equal part. So this is what you people have studied in the 7th standard. My daughter is studying in the 7th standard. Right now she is in 9th, but her 7th standard, she got the mean, median, mode. Then what happened there? You have to arrange the data in ascending orders. Like an observation, let us say 3, 5, 1, 7, and 9. So first arrange the data in ascending orders. Here the observation is odd number of observations. N is equal to 5. So median is nothing but n plus 1 by 2th observation. Okay. So what is that? It is a, when you arrange the data in ascending order, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So n is equal to 3. 3 plus 1 by 2. That means 4 by 2th observation. And 4 by 2th observation is second observation. And is it? No, sorry. 6. It is a 5. 5 plus 6. That is the 6 by 2. That is the third observation. And what is the third observation? 5. So 5 is the median. Okay. Similarly, if you wish to find out the first quartiles, Q1, so it is nothing but n plus 1 by 4th observation. It is a 5 plus 1 by 4. It is a 6 by 4. It is a 1 by, sorry, 1 by 6 or 3 by 2. It is a 3 by 2th observation. And 3 by 2 means it is a third observation plus fourth observation divided by 2. So here the third observation is, sorry, third name is 3 by 2, that means it is a 1.5. 1.5. 1.5 means first observation. It is the first observation plus second observation value divided by 2. What is the first observation value? It is a 1, and second is 3
3.
by 2. That means the first quartile is 2. 4 by 2 is 2, no? So
Yes.
your first quartile will be somewhere here. Okay. Similarly, you can find out the third quartile. So third quartiles may be here, lies between, because third is nothing but 5 plus 1. 3, not the 5 plus 1 exactly. It is a Q3. So general setup Qi is nothing but I into n plus 1 by 4 if data is even. If you write I equal to 3, then what happens? 3 into n plus 1 by 4 observation. So what is that output? It is a 3 into, in our setup it is a 5 plus 1 by 4 observation. And what is that? 3 6 18, 18 by 4. And 10 by 4 is a 9
9
by
by
2. 9 by 2 observation means it is a
4.5.
4.5. And 4.5 observation is nothing but it is average of fourth observation plus fifth observation divided by 2. And what is the fourth observation? It is a 7, and this is 9. And I said, it is lies between, sorry, arrangement. It is lies between 7 and 9. So 7 plus 9 by 2, 16 by 2, that is the 8. 8 is nothing but the third quartiles. So similarly, what happens if it is an even number of observation? Then what is the formula? Q2 will be n by 2th observation plus n by 2 plus 1th observation divided by 2. So what about the general formula of Qi? Just review the literature, find out the general formula, and then you can solve. Or you can say that Qi is nothing but I into n by 2 observation plus I into n by 2 plus 1th observation. Is it? No, it is n by 4 divided by 2. So just you have to verify whether this formula is appropriate or not. And then you can calculate the median. Okay. Similarly, if somebody say that obtain the percentile, obtain the decile. So percentile is nothing but dividing area into the equal 100 parts. If you finding it is a decile, so decile it is dividing into the 9 equal part. Sorry, 10 equal part using the, this is D1, D2, D3. This is actually D5, so here D4 somewhere. D6, D6, D7, D8, and D9. So if you're dividing area into the 10 equal part, then it is said to be a decile. So you must have studied at BSc level. And if you have not studied, you have to refer it. Okay. So it is in the homework, you just write a program to find the medians, or you can say that write a program to find quartiles of given observation, given an observation when n is even and when n is odd. Okay, so you can easily obtain this.